So Caitlin Clark has graced the pages of Law and Order, and people are pissed. So there is an episode of Law and Order that was just aired on April 10th, and it's called Bubble Wrap. And it is season 24, episode 18, if you are so inclined to check it out. I can't show it here because of copyright issues, but I will go over the one scene where they mention Caitlin Clark, and I will go over the script, don't you worry. But here we go again in the hotly debated topic of why is Caitlin Clark popular? There's the two sides who think she is only popular and does have the notoriety and recognition that she does because she is white. There is the other side that says you guys are crazy, you're all jealous of her, and she is just talented. Now, I happen to think that if it was because she was white, that Sabrina Ionescu would have changed and brought the WNBA and turned it on its head, or maybe Stewie. I mean, Cam Brink did come in and make an impact, but she is not turning the W upside down on its head like Caitlin Clark is. And yeah, this is another just tiny bit of a rant video, because I think that a lot of people, myself included, are very tired of this narrative when there's so much proof of the reason Caitlin Clark being popular, and it is because what she does on the court. But before I get into that, I do want to go over the script with you, show you a couple stills from the piece, and we'll get into it. Okay, so I'm going to watch it down, and I'm going to repeat the script to you. You've been talking trash about her for a while, saying that she was a joke, that you were going to kick her. Come on, man, it was just talk. Look, I get it. I mean, the league was built on the backs of talented black women like yourself, and then these white girls come along. Karen Adler, Caitlin Clark. Funny that the other white person's name is Karen. I mean, you can't write this, can you? I mean, they did, but... And they're instant superstars. Everybody's saying they put the league on the map. And they're getting all the endorsements and sponsorships. Yeah, it's messed up. You gotta admit there's something special about her game though, right? Yeah, she's white. And there's the kicker, folks. And the person that I saw that posted this is Correlation on Twitter, who I think is actually awesome and kind of funny and always posting like stuff that I'm interested in. And she goes, Caitlin mentioned on Law and Order, the writers just read Twitter all day because what? And then, laughing emojis and stuff. But, a lot of people are not happy about this. There's this one response saying, people on shows like these are some of the big reasons why Trump won. People are exhausted as if being white and dominating is a sin. And listen, I'm not here to say that there aren't issues that do exist in that area of things, but I think that in this conversation, it is kind of tired because there is just so much statistical data to prove why people are invested and interested and can't stop looking at Caitlin Clark. She has broken a record for records. As a rookie, she has done things nobody else has done. And I say this a lot with the whole doing things that nobody else has done, because that's the kicker, folks. And it's the way she plays. She may have a whole bunch of turnovers, but she does things in a way that you haven't seen. She does things that are exciting to watch. She has grown men. Like Shane Gillis was on his podcast talking about how he was starstruck over her, and he had invited her to the green room and was kind of nervous. And this guy right here responds to Correlation's post saying, Caitlin Clark is popular because she dominates the court and shatters records, not because she is white. Law and Order misses the plot just like real life. And listen, I had made a post about this on my Twitter, just kind of making fun of the whole thing. Or not really making fun of it, because it's not something to make fun of, really. For people that feel this way, there is a lot of, maybe generational trauma behind it, and recognition of the problem of race in the country, world, / anywhere. But so it's not something to make fun of, but as far as this conversation goes, it is just one of the more tired conversations that is constantly coming up in conversation in the WNBA, which is kind of bananas. After I did post that, someone responded to my tweet saying that the writer was a fan of the New York Liberty, which I cannot confirm or validate at this point in time, but it kind of makes sense because the show Law and Order is written and shot out of New York. So if there was a fan writing for the show based in New York, it makes sense that they would be a New York Liberty fan, because I initially was like, these writers obviously don't watch the game, because they wouldn't be saying this if they did. But my response to them being a New York Liberty fan is, if their argument is that she's popular because she's white, then why didn't Stewie turn the W on its head after winning 4 natties with UConn? Why didn't Sabrina turn the W on its head after being what some call like a media darling? It's because while they do play the game well, they are super efficient. They are amazing. Like, I mean, Stewie could be considered generational. She's definitely in the top of college basketball players of all time, but Stewie is not hailing assists cross court on a consistent basis, threading needles. She isn't throwing these logo bombs, consistent logo bombs, not just because Sabrina can she can hail a 3-pointer from pretty far. She isn't consistently doing it like Caitlin Clark was doing against Michigan State in college. These 2 players did not come from teams that were mid teams. Like Caitlin Clark's Iowa team is a middle of the road, not generational, didn't have the most explosive talent like UConn did. And the Oregon Ducks are very well known as a good basketball organization in the NCAA. And again, I do want to reiterate that there are issues surrounding race in America, in the world, just all over. But in this conversation, I think that the tweet that I highlighted about being white and dominating being a sin kind of hits the nail on the head, because the fact is that she is dominating. She is amongst the top players in basketball statistically. Stats do not require race as a prerequisite. They just are what they are. And Caitlin Clark does have a further 3-point range than even Steph Curry does. It's an average 3-point range, further than Steph Curry does. And that is just kind of bonkers. I mean, think about how popular Steph Curry is. Caitlin Clark shoots farther away on average than he does. I mean, you can call me a glazer, you can call me a fangirl, you know what? I am a fan. But the fact is, I'm a fan for those exact reasons. Am I a fan of the rest of the WNBA? Absolutely. Love Nafisa Collier. Love Courtney Williams. Stewie is a bucket. I love what Sabrina does, but I gotta say, there isn't anybody doing what Caitlin Clark is doing, and that's why I do surround a lot of my content around her, because she's exciting to watch. She's exciting to talk about. Her off-court presence is very gracious. She just she can do almost no wrong. I mean, she has a bit of a temper on the court, no matter who it is. If it's Angel Reese, if it's Marina Mabry, for me, trash talk on the court is trash talk. And if it doesn't get out of hand, I'm all for it. Caitlin, she talks trash on the court. It makes things more exciting. And if you guys are interested about what Shane Gillis said about Caitlin Clark, it's pretty cool, pretty funny. So if you don't know who Shane Gillis is, he is a stand-up comic. He has had shows on Netflix, pretty big guy in the stand-up comedy arena. But he was talking about how before the show, he was in Indianapolis, and he was saying, this is the house that Caitlin Clark built, talking about the Pacers arena. Then apparently later on they were having lunch, and he goes, man, it would be sick if Caitlin Clark came to the show. And he said he didn't know if it was her or maybe her boyfriend or whoever she was with that was a fan, but he was walking around, and then he just sees Caitlin Clark, invites her to hang out in the green room, and then he admittedly said that he was starstruck by her.
That's sick. And then I walked in and I was like, it's also, but yeah, she was one I was got me a little.
He talks about how he had a priest with him on that tour for some weird reason. He called it his road priest, and how he had to explain that he doesn't always bring a priest to all his shows on the road. But, Caitlin Clark did go to Catholic school, so I don't know that was anything new for her or, weird. But, this is just a testament to Caitlin Clark's phenomenal impact on everything, on everyone. She has Shane Gillis, he likes sports. He's made appearances with Pat McAfee. So she gets these big followers that used to talk so much trash on the WNBA. into WNBA for her style of play. Like I'm sure that they would take any chance they could to like make fun of the WNBA, but like she has given him a reason not to. And that's the point here. Like Michael Thompson, Klay Thompson's dad, how he was starstruck when he saw Caitlin Clark in Indianapolis, couldn't even say hi to her. And this guy was the first draft pick in his draft class back in the day. He played with Magic Johnson, he played with Kareem, he went up against Larry Bird, and he was starstruck. So no, the reason is not for her being a certain color as to why people are so gravitated towards this player. It's just because she's good. I don't think it's just white people that think this. As I mentioned in another video, I communicate as a member of social media with a lot of Caitlin Clark fans, and it's kind of like dismissive of people of any other color, any other creed, to say that Caitlin Clark fans are all white. But I think by the end of this, we're all just gonna be blue, as in like blue in the face from just saying the same thing over and over again. And who knows, blueberries might get canceled next.